Hello everyone, कैसे हैं आप लोग? I hope you're doing well. So let's pick another topic from the magazine, which is about the tri-service integration. Tri-service integration. This topic is relevant for your internal security topic that is there in GS 3 paper. The GS 3 paper involves your economics, agriculture, science and technology, disaster management and internal security. So from internal security point of view, this topic is important because for protecting India's borders, armed forces are very much important. So a recent initiative has been taken by the Defense Ministry in June 2025 to initiate tri-service integration. And that's why it is a topic of current affairs and that's why we are discussing it. So what is it? It is about involving one particular person, that is the CDS, Chief of Defence Staff, who is going to pass orders to all the section of all the forces at his own. When we look at the history of wars that India has fought, when I will show you the write-up as well, the magazine I will show, be it the 1947-48 war with Pakistan in Jammu and Kashmir, or 1962 war with China, or 1965 war, or the 1999 Kargil war. In all these wars, it was realized that there is lack of coordination in the armed forces. And that was one of the reasons of the various casualties and the problem faced by the army. And so, this step is considered as a vital thing. Technically speaking, what is it? The tri-service integration. There are three services that we know in defense: the army, the navy, the air force. Integrating this is important. This is also known as, at times, as purple force. So there is no scientific reason behind that. Army involves green color, navy is navy blue, army is simply blue. So it is believed if you mix them, it will lead to a purple force. So technically it won't convert to purple. When you mix these colors, it will become teal or turquoise color, but it is known as purple force. Throughout the world, purple force is, as a word, it is used for the combined services of all these forces. So in this sense, you can understand the importance of this initiative by the Defense Ministry, that they are trying to integrate all these services. The Chief of Defense Staff will pass command and order to all these section or all these components of the armed forces in India. And it is vital, especially in the wake of Operation Sindoor also. In Operation Sindoor, not only armed forces but also air forces help. So an integrated approach is important so that it can reduce duplication and the bureaucratic inertia that may be present in armed forces as well. So in that sense, only the August magazine is covering this topic in a very well organized way. All the related informations are there in the article. So you can see GS3 various security forces and agencies and their mandate. That is a topic of internal security. So Defense Minister authorized the Chief of Defense Staff to issue joint instructions and joint orders applicable to all three services. That means Army, Navy or Air Force. They do not need their head to instruct them, but CDS can give joint instructions and joint orders. जैसे ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में ही CDS ने बोला कि ये आपको ये करना है, then it will be more properly organized. अभी तक 2 CDS हैं हमारे यहाँ हुए हैं, विपिन रावत, जनरल विपिन रावत और अभी हैं जनरल अनिल चौहान. So he is the CDS right now. So why it has been in news? So this decision marks a significant departure from the previous system. Previous system में क्या था? Where each service independently issued orders and instructions. So be it Army, Navy or Air Force, they were passing their orders separately. But this is going to change. So this is the first joint order titled Approval, Promulgation and Numbering of Joint Instruction and Joint Orders. Is a key step towards streamlining procedures, eliminating redundancies and enhancing jointness. So jointness is a core thing on which defense system throughout the world has been giving focus on. The new system empowers the CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, to issue 2 categories of directives, joint orders for policy and procedural directives and joint instructions for implementation. So suppose we have to attack somewhere, we have the 2 fronts where we have to be very cautious. On one side there is China, on the other side there is Pakistan. So tackle these problems, joint instruction would be important. So the latest development aligns with the Ministry of Defense announcement 2025 as the year of reforms. बहुत सारे रिफॉर्म किए जा रहे हैं. अब ज्वाइंटनेस क्या है? ज्वाइंटनेस एज पर ज्वाइंट डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ इंडियन आर्म फोर्सेस 2017. ज्वाइंटनेस इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट दैट इनेबल्स ऑप्टिमाइज कैपेबिलिटी ऑफ ज्वाइंट वॉर फाइटिंग. मतलब तीनों पार्ट मिलके फाइटिंग करें, लड़ाई लड़ें, उसके लिए इट इज कंसिडर्ड एज एन इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेप. It entails cooperative centralized planning. ठीक है, ये तो jointness हो गया. इंटीग्रेशन क्या है? It refers to alignment of processes across operational domains such as land, air, maritime, cyber, aerospace, and optimize cost and enhance readiness. This is about integration. मैंने कि जैसे अभी आपको बताया, इसको पर्पल फोर्स कहते हैं. The jointness is about operational synergy. Integration focuses on structural and functional unification. Together they form soul. Soul is jointness. Jointness is soul. And integration is body of the purple force. India's envisioned tri-service capability. इसको purple force भी बोलते हैं. अब कुछ historical background है, वो भी डाल दिया गया है. Colonial era में ऐसी एज सच कोई मिनिस्ट्री नहीं थी ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट के अंदर. देयर वाज कमांडर इन चीफ टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द ऑल द 3 सेगमेंट्स. वो तीनों सेगमेंट्स थे, बट देयर वर नो सेपरेट मिनिस्ट्री फॉर इट. इन द पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस स्प्लिट व्हाट हैपेंड आफ्टर 1947, द डिफेंस कमिटी ऑफ कैबिनेट चेयर्ड बाय प्राइम मिनिस्टर रिप्लेस सेंट्रलाइज्ड मिलिट्री सर्विसेज. सो व्हाट बिकेम मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस फॉर्मेशन. So in 1947, the defense department became the Ministry of Defense. Abhi, the defense department was part of colonial rule. Defense department. It became Ministry of Defense. Then in 1942, what happened? There was separation created in which service headquarters and ministry and designated them as attached office. मिनिस्ट्री से अलग हो गई क्या सर्विस हेडक्वार्टर्स मिनिस्ट्री से अलग हो गई. This is not considered as a good step for integrated functioning, but that happened in 1952. Then in 1951, 55 and 61 also certain things were taken place. For example, the commander-in-chief was renamed CNC as Chief of Staff. Chief of Staff कहा जाने लगा तब से इनको. In 1961, allocation and transaction of business rules excluded the service chiefs from direct access to the cabinet. So these are historical things. Then the estimate committee in 1958 highlighted clear imbalance. There was a clear imbalance visible, clear imbalance between Ministry of Defence and service headquarters. And so they talk about integration. So inefficient, duplicative and compartmentalized. So there was the problem that was highlighted by the estimate committee in 1958. Then there was absence of joint operation culture. For example, 1947-48, primarily army led with limited Air Force transport support. So Air Force provided only transport support. Navy not involved at all. In 1962 war with China, Air Force was not deployed, and it is considered as one of the reason of the defeat, seen widely as a strategic error. In 1965 war, all three services participated, but without a pre-planned joint strategy. And especially in Kargil war, as I was pointed out, functional discord was there. Delayed air support, leadership rifts, means leader of all the forces were not coming to terms, they were not agreeing to things. All those things come into picture during the Kargil war 1919. And so the 1966 Administrative Reform Committee highlighted excessive duplication under the guise of coordination. मतलब कोऑर्डिनेशन के नाम पे एक ही चीज बार बार हो रही है, सेम काम हो रहा है, वो नहीं होना चाहिए. So delayed response culture was also after the Kargil war. A group of ministers constituted after the Kargil war, they observed that multi-layered decision making led to delays in time sensitive decisions, and that is how integrated defense staff was created in 2001. That is not there, but yes, you should know. Integrated Defence Staff was created. It is an organization headed by CDS, and that Integrated Defence Staff only has वही Integrated Defence Staff ने ये Joint Doctrine for Indian Armed Forces ये लेके आए 2017 में. तो वही 2001 में ही वो बना था Integrated Defence Staff, उसी के हेड है CDS, Chief Defence Staff. ठीक है. अब बना तो दिया, इसकी दिक्कतें क्या हो सकती थी? Incomplete integration with Ministry of Defence means the Ministry of Defence and Service Headquarters, जो कि अलग होते हैं 1955, often function under archaic rules with limited integration. इनमें integration नहीं है. So service officers are not formally involved in Ministry of Defence decision making, while the civilian bureaucracy lacks operational knowledge affecting synergy and timely reforms. You are preparing for civil services. यहाँ से भी आप डिफेंस अकाउंट्स में आपकी पोस्टिंग होगी, उसमें और आर्म्ड फोर्सेस के बीच में कोई सिंकिंग नहीं होती. दैट इज वन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम. देन इंटर सर्विस राइवलरी एंड कल्चरल असिस्टेंस, सर्विस के अंदर राइवलरी देखने को मिलती है. सो व्हेन यू सी all the important points are highlighted. Lack of unified war fighting doctrine, divergent operational philosophies of each service. हर सर्विस का अलग अलग अपना फिलॉसफी है. Hinder strategic alignment. Then operational and logistic complexity is there. Integrating land, sea and air operations under one command brings doctrinal and logistical challenges. चीजें सब अरेंज करने में, एक तरफ नेवी, एक तरफ एयरफोर्स, एक तरफ आर्मी, इंटीग्रेट करने में लॉजिस्टिकली इट विल बी अ प्रॉब्लमेटिक थिंग. Then there is bureaucratic inertia and reform implementation. Despite recommendation from the estimate committee, ARC, Administrative Reform Commission and group of ministers, reform progress remains inconsistent. due to a lack of sustained political and institutional commitment. So political or institutional commitment देखने को नहीं मिलती, so this problem is there. These are the challenges. तो क्या किया जा रहा है? How to bring jointness? So first thing was done in 2019. Chief of Defence Staff was created. So CDS is a 4-star general who heads the Department of Military Affairs and serves as the principal military advisor to Defence Minister. Then creation of Department of Military Affairs, DMA. It was established in 2020. The DMA is headed by the CDS and focuses on optimal resource utilization. Then Integrated Theatre Command, ITCs. ये सब इंटीग्रेशन और ज्वाइंटनेस को प्रमोट करने के लिए ITCs are part of proposed restructuring plan, अभी part है, that aims to restructure the armed forces into theater specific commands, integrating Army, Navy and Air Force. Then Inter-Service Operation Organization Act 2023, Command Control and Discipline. This act empowers Commander-in-Chief or Officer in Command of Inter-Service Organization to exercise disciplinary or administrative control over all personnel, enabling a unified command structure. So then there is joint logistic notes, all the important points related to the topic is given in the article that is there in the magazine. So there should be some suggestion as well. Way ahead, that is also mentioned. Accelerate theatre commander implementation. When we have the increasing risk of two-front war, Pakistan and China, there is a compelling need to roll out integrated theatre command with proper finalization. Then operationalize the integrate IBGs, fast track the development of integrated battle groups, lean, self-sufficient and swiftly deployable army formations, and link their doctrinal development with broader tri-service planning. Then institutionalize the joint doctrine and training, develop and enforce a comprehensive tri-series war fighting doctrine. We should have a proper doctrine for tri-service war fighting, along with mandatory joint training module. Joint training module भी होना चाहिए. So what can we conclude? India's decision to empower the CDS, Chief of Defence Staff, to issue joint instruction, joint orders marks a key step. किधर? Key step towards tri-service integration. Tackling siloed functioning. Siloed वो क्या होता है? Silos होते हैं जिसमें अनाज वगैरह रखा जाता है अनाज भंडारण के लिए. तो silos. So अलग अलग silos की तरह ना काम करके they should work together. Siloed functioning and enhancing jointness in operation. Drawing lessons from Operation Sindoor. आ गया ना? This supports India's aim to build a modern, self-reliant purple force amid a high-stake global security landscape. So in this way, you can see this topic in the magazine covers a very important topic from the current news related to defense that came into June 2025. So give importance to this topic, and I wish you all the best for the examination. Thank you.